Hi, everyone. We are back again for another episode of the Thought Leaders Series. I am Paul Capozio, and we have Domagoj Draganic, who is from Croatia. He's a friend of mine. We got to know each other over the last year or two on Facebook, believe it or not. And I think it's so wonderful that some guy from New Jersey, right, is friends with a guy. Actually, something interesting. You said that you have a relative who's actually one of my greatest idols, who's somebody I follow, which is Nikola Tesla. And I don't know, a lot of people are just getting to know his story now. Have you been watching? There's so many movies now about him. Hollywood is, but like after how many years, they finally realized this guy was probably the most biggest genius of our time. He was probably ahead of his time. So I don't want to waste our time on Nikola Tesla, even though he's an idol of mine. But research him, and then you'll know where Domagoj is from. Now, let's get into the topic of this is your liver is under attack. And it is, right, every single day. One of the things that I'm concerned about, especially living in the United States, and now it's going into every other country where foods are loaded with pesticides. And you said something interesting about how a lot of the things that we know as pesticides or as chemical agents are really chemical warfare agents, right? So tell us a little bit about that. I don't want to scare people, but I want to scare them enough to be healthy.
Yeah, exactly. So water that you drink is filled with the chlorine because it's used to kill living organism in water. But I have a question for you. Are you a living organism? Think about
Yeah,
that.
that's
What you're
never
doing,
been
you're
posed.
actually killing yourself. So
I never thought of
that's
it
the
that way.
thing. Yeah. That's why it's good to have water filter that can actually filter chlorine and fluoride from the water. Fluoride is in toothpaste because it's good for your teeth, but unfortunately it's news product of fertilizer production. So should it be in human body? Not really.
Yeah, it may be good for your teeth, but it's horrible for your brain.
Yeah, you can actually kill yourself if you want with toothpaste. It's very effective.
Well,
Because it has enough fluoride to kill you. That's why you're not allowed to swallow the toothpaste.
Well, you know what's funny? I use one of those water jets, like a water pick thing to clean your teeth. But I'm putting fluoride water in anyway, so it's like you can't escape it, right? And that's part of what I want you to talk about to people is that we can't escape pesticides. When we eat an apple, the apple looks nice and shiny because it's wax. But what happened is when the apple's hanging on the tree and they spray it with a pesticide, then they process the apple. Yeah, they give it a quick wash through we hope, right? And then they put the wax coating on it. So my wife bought this special soap that takes off the wax, but when I look at the apple, you could see that it's not completely removed. So, what can people do for their fruits and vegetables? That work. We hear about the organic thing, and people spend a lot of money on organic food, and so do we. My wife and I do. Is organic food definitely worth it?
Well, organic food is worth it, especially for many reasons. There's not just one reason, which is most common one. It has lots of nutrients, way more than commercially produced, which is not organic, but it also has way less pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, and all of that things because fruits and vegetables absorb all of that. And usually what people do, how they grow fruits and vegetables, there's no soil anymore. It's in the water. They put it in styrofoam or something like that, and then just empty fertilizers in the water, and the plants are picking all of that up inside to increase the production, but it removes nutrients. It gets huge amount of health issues because you're not eating healthy food. Because if food didn't grow where it should be growing, it won't have the benefits that you should have from that food.
Yeah.
Because some things like vitamin B you can actually only get from the ground, from the sand. That's why the eggs are so rich with vitamin B12 because chickens are eating grass, eating the sand, and everything else.
That's interesting. Yeah, because that is a good source of that B vitamin. I didn't realize because you always see the chickens pecking at the ground and they're looking for, whatever they're eating, but they're also picking up the gravel. They're picking up little stone and minerals and things like that. So that's pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
because they need that for eggshell also.
Oh, really?
Calcium is one of the best sources in eggshells. One eggshell has 2 times daily recommended intake of calcium. So you don't need any supplement. You just need to boil and bake eggshell. Blend it and you have source of calcium free of charge.
So wait. Now I know that might be freaking some people out. So what you're saying is, so bake the eggshell, clean the eggshell, bake the eggshell, and then possibly pulverize it. And then what they could do, put it in a shake or something, or
Yeah, they can put it in the shaker or they can eat it with the spoon because it creates the powder.
yeah, I just don't know if how I feel about eating a spoonful of eggshell powder, but I guess it makes
Yeah, you
sense.
can place it in the shake, of course. It's easier, or sprinkle it on something.
Right. Interesting. Well, that's really good information to know because I think people realize there's so much food waste going on. What we normally do here is we put coffee grounds and we put eggshells in the garden. Actually, so I think my tomatoes are eating better, getting more calcium than I am.
Could be.
All right, so interesting. So I want to talk a little bit about the liver because now what are we doing when we're eating all of these pesticides? You know, maybe we could buy organic, but some of this stuff is slipping through, or there's probably people who are watching it that don't believe in the organic thing at all. So their liver is dealing with all of these toxins and everything. Is there any kind of courses of treatment or that's non-medical that people can do? I mean, do you consult with people who have liver toxicity?
Yes, I consult. I actually work with them through the Hero Nutrition system because if you deliver liver nutrients that it needs to clean the body, liver does that through two pathways. It creates from unstable fat soluble toxins to stable fat soluble toxins, and then moves them to water soluble toxins that you can actually remove through exercise, sweating in sauna, and urination, breathing, and excreting them to the bowel movements.
So, talk a little bit too about how the liver regenerates too, because I think most people don't realize that. And you know, we get a fresh start every certain period of time, but I don't know if we're all taking advantage of it, or are we just repoisoning our liver for the most part?
Yeah, so liver has more than 500 metabolic functions in your body. One of them is cleaning your body from the toxins. Second one is it's used to create leptin to break down the fat cells. Third one is, like you said, it can regenerate. It's only organ in your body that from 25% of the healthy one can grow completely new organ. But
Wow.
yeah, I saw on your face you are, wow.
So that means I don't have to give up drinking, right? Beer is okay because as long as I keep 25% of the liver healthy, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
but there's lots of things that can affect and damage liver. Food you eat, air you breathe, stress levels, water you drink, lots of skincare products, medication, auto intoxication from your intestine if you are not have regular digestion and excreting the bowel movements regularly. It all damages your liver.
Yeah. I know if I don't have regular bowel movements, I know I get a headache, and you know, because you can feel the toxins in your body. That's something we'll talk about on our next series. Is that Domagoj and I got together on a company, New You Life, that has an amazing line of products. One of them is a hormone product that's really getting a lot of attention across the world. I deal with people in China and Hong Kong and Taiwan and Philippines and all over the world besides the United States. And now we're going to be working with Domagoj in Croatia pretty soon. So, you know, we want to share that with you because people talk about, oh, I don't want to do anything about my hormones. But meanwhile, we eat cows in the United States that they inject with hormones that in 5 years, the cow is growing to be this massive size. And they eat this all day. We want to talk about how to get your hormones healthy. I'm a 57-year-old guy, you know, feeling really well. I can do better. So that's why I've teamed up with Domagoj, and we want to try to shed the message. We don't want to make you pay for things you don't need to pay for. What we want to do is give you information, let you improve yourself as much as you can. And then if some of the other things we recommend, like the Hero System or the Somaderm Gel or something makes sense for you, we want you to try for it. If you're having some serious health issues, this is the last of this series. We're going to do another series with Domagoj starting next week that you could watch. It's going to be even more in depth. So if you like what you saw here, do it. Now, if you're suffering from some serious health issues and you're at your wit's end and you don't know what to do, The hero system is phenomenal but it's going to take commitment from you. And I want you to book an appointment with Domagoj over the internet. He has tons of information he could send you, but it's going to take a commitment from you to actually go to your doctor, get some serious blood work done. It's probably going to cost you a couple of bucks because it's not your normal blood test, and let him see what's going on in your body. There's so many markers and so many identifiers in your body that he could look at to give you a better, path. Okay, so Domagoj, is that a good definition of what the hero system is?
Yes, it is.
Good. Thank you so much. All right. Well, we're going to say goodbye. This is the last in the first series with Domagoj and the Pentagram of Health. My name is Paul Capozio, and this is
Domagoj Draganic.
Right, who is the distant relative of my idol, which is Nikola Tesla. He's in Croatia. I'm in the United States, and we're going to get you healthier. So long, everybody.
Bye, everybody.